Hi everyone, George here, and a very impromptu video just on the iPhone this evening. It's Sunday evening. I'm getting ready to go away for 5 days. We'll take this opportunity to say thank you so much for the 50,000 subscribers. So I did put quite a long kind of post on my YouTube community tab and also on my Instagram and Facebook, so check that out. It's just basically thanking everyone and the reasons why I do what I do. So there will be a giveaway at some point. I'm trying to think of a really great idea for a giveaway, so give me some time and then I'll stay tuned and I'll post a special video all about the giveaway. So while I'm here, I wanted to show you an update of all my tanks. There's 4 scapes right now at home, and we've gone through some moving around in our living space, and basically we're creating almost like a small gallery area, which I'll show you just the tanks in a moment, but very exciting. And got some more aquarium plans in the near future and loads more exciting projects coming up in the next few months, so I'll keep you guys updated and release content as appropriate. So some really cool stuff to look forward to. Anyway, let's take a look around the tank, shall we? So behind me right there, you can see my Aquascape 1200. I'll flip the camera around so we can get a better shot of it. So here we have my Aquascape 1200. It's been running for over 10 months now, and I absolutely love it. It's I think one of the best scapes I've ever created at home, and it has this real almost unique characteristic of being really low maintenance but really quite high impact. So it's the perfect scape for me. So I'm probably maintaining it once every 3 or 4 weeks. I try to do a 50% water change or more, thin out the plants if needed, and clean the glassware, clean the filter if it's needed, and really straightforward maintenance practice. There are lots of videos on maintaining this. There is a dedicated playlist, so I'll leave that in the description and at the top of the right hand of the screen now. Fish wise, we've got pearl gouramis in there, we've got harlequin rasboras. Regular viewers to my channel will know the livestock in here by now. Got some Boatia Sidtha monkeys there. I'm not sure they're Boatia actually. They're dwarf chain loaches, you can see on the bottom, looking great. Mainly for snail control, but they are just a really interesting fish, I think. Really colourful, really lovely markings and really playful characters. We'll run through the equipment very quickly. There are lots of videos detailing the equipment, but we're using the Kessel A360 WE tuner suns. Get asked loads of questions about these lights. They're very good. They're quite expensive high-end LED lights, but they're very effective at growing the plants, as you can see. We've got the Aquascape glass pipe work set there, so we've got a built-in skimmer, which is that floating portion in the centre of the screen, and then we've got the lily pipe outlet, which is where the filter outputs the water from. So the water gets either sucked through the top there or sucked through the bottom there, and you can control the rate of each by twisting this knurled section right at the bottom there. The glass itself, ultra low iron glass. It's 12mm thick, 60 centimeters front to back, or 24 inches, 18 inches tall, or 45 centimeters, and 120 centimeters long, or 4 feet. So it holds about 300 litres, or what's that, 90 US gallons or so. Filtration wise, we've got a JBL canister filter in there and inline CO2. You actually can see the CO2 diffuser, the inline CO2 diffuser on the outside. I do need to clean my pipes, it's a bit embarrassing. And then just above the tank, we've got some of my photos. So these are my own work, and these will be for sale at some point in the near future. We are going to be opening an Etsy store, and you'll have potentially the option to buy signed prints, so that's exciting. So look out for that. I'll let you guys know when it's all up and running. So let's move over to the other side of the room now, where we've got Aquascape 600 there on the right. and then the Aquascape 300 on the left. Let's start off with the 300. So this has been neglected, I'm going to say. The CO2 ran out and I didn't replace it, so rather than replacing it because I was so busy, I just turned the light off, and the light has been off for probably 1 or 2 weeks. So no CO2, no light, no fertilizers, and just 2 days ago I decided to sort myself out, put some CO2 back on there, gave it a good clean. Obviously the lighting's working and it is starting to look a bit more like a nice aquascape. Now, very exciting news. Bought a new fish yesterday from our friends at Maidenhead Aquatics in Wilton, where I did an aquascaping workshop, and I bought this koi betta, and he is beautiful. Absolute stunning fish. He's still settling in a bit, I think, but he seems quite happy. He's eating flake food and granules already. But yeah, I think he's lovely. What shall I call him, guys? Let me know in the comments. What shall I call my new betta? I do read all your comments. I do reply to as many of you as I physically can. And it's really, really nice for me to engage with you guys via the comment section. So do please leave comments if you can. It's really appreciated. So the nano tank itself is a Aquascape 300 cube. This measures 30 centimeters by 30 by 30 or 12 inches cube, holds about 27 litres or about 8 US gallons. Lighting, we have the Twinstar 300E. Most people will know I'm a big fan of Twinstar. Use them on both tanks. This is the S version and this is the E. The E isn't quite so powerful, but still very capable at growing plants, as you can see. So I've got an internal heater there. It's a bit ugly, but I need a heater in there for the fighter. So that's set to 25 Celsius. And then we've got the Twinstar M5 sort of sterilizer oxygenator there, which lots of verdicts, lots of opinions on this, but it's marketed as an algae inhibitor, but what it definitely does do is produce more oxygen, so that's always a good thing for an aquarium system. And anecdotal evidence suggests that they do help prevent algae in the early stages, I would say. So that's the Aquascape 300 cube. Plant-wise, we have some Eleocharis mini in the foreground, and then some Staurogine behind that. And then behind that, we have got some Helianthum tantalum green. And in the back right, we have Cryptocorini crispitula, and these are all from the Tropica 1-2 grow range. One of my favourite types of plants, the 1-2 grow, tissue cultured. Really, really cool. And then floating, we have some Amazon frogbit, or the scientific name is Limnobium levigatum. And this has been transferred over from my Aquascape 600, and I put some in the 300 cube just to add a bit more sort of sense of shelter, security for the betta, and also as a water purifier. I'm only using a tiny filter there. This is actually a Eheim surface skimmer with the skimming portion removed, and you can see there's a shrimp there just chilling out on the sponge at the top. So that's about it, guys. Substrate wise, we have got some inert kind of quartz sandy gravel, and then underneath that we've got the Tropica plant substrate. CO2 wise, I was using the Neo CO2, the bio, which is a yeast based system, but I've just upgraded to the Tropica Nano kit, which is, I prefer. It just gives us more stable output of CO2 for a longer time, although these are only 95 gram cylinders, so they don't last particularly long, but I've got loads of refills, so it's no problem. Okay, let's move over to the 600 Blackwater. Now, this has been running for a good few months now, and I've been kind of really holding myself back from rescaping it to a proper planted tank, but I absolutely love it. It's a really, really good aquarium for fish. So the fish are just absolutely outstanding colour-wise. The behaviour's really nice and natural, and the probably the most exciting thing recently about this tank is we have babies. So can you see? I'm just going to digitally zoom in. Can you see the baby there right in the centre of the screen? There's 2 there, there's 3. There we go. So, and there's the male. There we go. And excuse the resolution, guys. I'm zoomed in digitally, so it's going to be a bit kind of blocky, but I think it's worth it to see these beautiful little fish. There's another one over to the left, hanging around in the moss. Oh, there's one there, right in the centre. There's the female, just disappearing up to the top right. Let's see if we can go back to the fry there, right in the centre of the screen. So very interestingly, I don't actually know much about Apistogramma. These are Apistogramma cacatoides, I think you pronounce it. And because I managed to breed them and got these beautiful fry, I was quite keen to understand more about them and what I should do with the scape and how, what impact the other fish would have on the fry. And I just had so many unanswered questions. So long story short, I phoned a guy called Max Pedley. Now he works in a retailer, an aquatic retailer, but he's also recently been visited by the staff at Practical Fish Keeping. He keeps apistogrammas. He's a bit of an apistogramma expert. So we had a conversation, and he basically encouraged me to keep the fry, and they would grow to adulthood in this tank, absolutely no problem. We went into lots of details about other aspects, and we had a really good chat. And thanks so much to Max for educating me on these sort of things. It's really appreciated. So long shot of all that is that I'm going to keep this tank running, I would like to think, until the fry are really good size, where I can either give them away to friends, or maybe set up more tank. I don't know. I'm not going to become a fish breeder. I'm an aquascaper, but it's just really cool to be able to, be partly responsible for producing new life. And I think we have a responsibility to kind of look after it and keep it looking as keep the aquarium as healthy as can be. For that reason, I really think the floating plants are really helpful. Produce oxygen, remove loads of toxins from the water. That's why I've got the filter turned right down, because otherwise the floating plants just blow around everywhere. So yes, this is my Blackwater aquascape, which is, like I said, one I wanted to kind of redo quite soon after setting it up. But since the birth of our baby Apistogramma, I'm quite keen to keep it going. What do you guys think? Would you like to see it going and watching the baby fish grow up? So see if we can get a bit more of a... So it was really cool behaviour before. All the babies were hanging around their mum, and the mum was being like super territorial. There's one there right in the centre. And the fry would just all hang around in a really tight shoal, never go far from their mum. But now they're kind of almost equally spread over the tank. So be interesting to see them develop and see if their behaviour changes as they get older. It could be really cool. Last but maybe not least, we have my budget friendly scape. And I have to say, if any tank's been neglected more than any others, it's this one. It's had the lights off for days on end. I think the timer broke, and then the actual light unit broke. So I've replaced the light unit with a Chihiros, which I bought used off a chap off a Facebook group, and I think it cost me £30. So still in keeping with the budget friendly kind of philosophy with this aquascape. But the timer went, so rather than turning it on and off manually, When I've been home, I've just kind of been doing it, you know, as and when, and therefore, you know, the fish are fine. The fish have been fed and all that good stuff, but you can see the plants aren't looking their best, but they're not too bad. I mean, the carpeting plant's almost still alive. A lot of the Staragines died off, but the crypts are actually looking quite healthy. So I'm not going to strip it down and start again. I'm probably just going to keep this going, keep it evolved, do some maintenance on it, make it look a bit neater and tidier, do a bit of pruning. But I think it's still good to go. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's time to bite the bullet and rescape it from scratch, or would you like to see it kind of evolve and just develop into another nice scape, hopefully? Okay guys, that wraps it up for today's video. Just to say thank you so much again for the 50,000 subscribers. You can look forward to a special edition where we do a really cool giveaway at some point in the future. So that's it for now. You take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio. You take care, guys. What do I say? You take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio, that was it.